Good afternoon, good evening, whatever part of the world you're at, guys. How is everybody doing today? In other words, how can I stop my mind from preventing me from getting what I want? So today, let's go into our questions we have here for some manifesting opportunities. Hey Mark, how do we tell when our mind is sabotaging us, and how can we get over it and fix it? What are the signs towards that? And how can we free ourselves from the mental matrix of the 3D world? The number one thing is there are two sets or two varies of individuals that are existing in this reality. There are the people who are living, and there are people who are actually alive. So the ones who are alive are the ones who understand that their mind is a mental construct, and they can use their mind to actually deliberately create their worlds. The ones that are living are programs. They are just going with a downloaded version from their environment, and they believe that's their life. So you have these two people. What you call them, the chosen ones, and you call the other ones, they call them bots, B-O-T-S, programs. They're just like everything the system tells them, they believe, they don't question it. In other words, they don't question their existence. They just accept what they are. So in order for you to free your mind from self-sabotage and understand how this stuff works, you have to know that, okay? The next thing you have to know is how this stuff works, how this program or this reality works. And it works like this. So if you want to stop self-sabotage and you want to change your life, there are a couple of requirements you must be aware of. And here's the first one. So if you think about this, our life and our world, everything is based on what? We invented this world. We call it language, or we call it stories. So our life and everything in our lives, guys, are based on the stories we tell ourselves about our life. That's important to know this. So I want you to keep that in mind. Stories. So here's what happens. The reality you see is not an external world. It's actually an internal world. So someone says, well, man, why is my mind sabotaging me? How can I stop my mind from self-sabotaging me? Well, let's go back to how the world is made up. Remember, the world is made up of stories. Stories. That's how your mind decodes your world. Everybody lives a story. Everybody's telling a story. But here's a crazy part about the story, people. They become a reality in your world. So when you watch the movie, you go to the movies and you see a movie, that's a story. But when you're watching the movie, it's real in the moment because your subconscious mind is reacting, you're feeling, you're getting sweaty, if it's a scary movie, you're shaking because your mind don't know the difference. But guess what? When the movie's over and you leave the theater and you go out to your regular life, you're back into your story. So I say that to say this. I always listen to where to find. Why are things so difficult for me to manifest? I just can't get what I want. I'm stuck. There's a block. Something is holding me back. My family held me back. I was born in this. It was too tough for me to grow up. Those are the stories. Those stories are the program in your subconscious mind. So what happens is when your mind hears those, it makes you subconsciously act them, and it makes you consciously talk about them. When you act and you talk, you create the very story you want to avoid. So the first step to do to stop the story that you don't want is to pay attention to your self-talk. Now, so if you want to stop your mind from self-sabotaging you, it's one simple formula. Just talk about what you like. Say good stuff to yourself out loud every day. You will change the story and you will stop self-sabotaging yourself. Now you'll start to get what you want. Now let me show you in the world of quantum mechanics or quantum physics how all of this ties in together. So you can see like, okay, damn, this stuff is true, this stuff is real. Check this out. Everything, including you and I, we are like waves and what we call physical reality at the same time. You're half light and you're half like possibilities. And contrary to popular demand, I want to make this to show you. The universe itself isn't made primarily up of atoms. We are made of atoms. The universe is made up of what's called dark energy, dark matter. It's about 73%. The other stuff, stars and stuff, is about 20, and then me and you, what we call physical stuff, is 0.03%. So that means there are powers, there are energy that's beyond your understanding. So that's why when you say, man, how did I do that? How did I come into my reality? The science can't precisely explain that. So the point I'm showing you is there are invisible forces that are beyond your comprehension. That is your consciousness, that is your awareness, that can move stuff around. So let's go into that. Now, the 0.3% of all the physical matter you see around you is composed of atoms, electrons, protons, and neutrons. Remember, that's just a tiny fraction of what the entire universe is really made up of. You know, the universe is made up of stuff we don't understand. It's invisible energy. We can't even detect it. We don't have instruments yet that can see it, but we know because it's moving space, it's moving planets. We say, hey, there's something moving this stuff, but we don't know what it is. That's what the universe is made up of. But let me go back in to show you now how this affects your life. Now, the stuff that you can see, the particles and all that stuff, they're tied to things that you want. The things that you want and the things that you don't want, they're all in one jumbled up stuff, and they're always moving towards you. Right now I'm speaking to you, they're right here and all over around you. Okay? They're all around you. They're in the form of unseen energy that your eyes can't see yet. Alright. The fact that they're there, here's what happens. When you tell a story of what you don't want, they're already there. It automatically comes into your life, and that's why you experience it so easily. When you tell a story of what you do want, automatically comes into your life, and you experience it so easy. So the trick to do this, what your mind does to you, is your mind distracts you from your focus. Your mind distracts you from what you want based on society's programming. So the people that are living, they are predominantly getting what they don't want. The people that are alive, they are getting what they do want, because they understand that their attention is their currency. Like money, your attention is your currency. So if you want to stop your mind from self-sabotaging you, you start to now only think, talk, visualize about what you want. Because in quantum physics, they're simultaneously there as a wave and a particle. So if I am thinking and constantly focusing on what I want, repeating it, it has no choice but to become entangled. Your quantum entanglement, that's what it is. It has no choice now but to become entangled with my being. When something becomes entangled with you, two things happen. Number one, you're going to start to see a lot of signs of what you want. Like if you want a car, when you become entangled with the car, you're going to see the car. You're going to see the color of the car. You're going to see the numbers. You're going to see 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 8, 8. That means you're entangled. So the universe is mirroring back to you what's about to come into your life. The second thing happens now, you're going to start to see evidence of your desire pop up. That means you'll see somebody else with the car. You'll know somebody else that knows you that have the car. The next point now is when you get it for yourself to experience it. The universe works with precise principles and laws. When you do that, that's when you start to free your mind. People who understand this knowledge, they are the ones, like, if you, for the record, if you're seeing this live right now, watching this, and if it finds you anywhere, you are one of the chosen ones. You have been selected to know this. You're one of the people that are alive. You're not the living, the bots. You are the awakened ones. So when your mind starts to focus on these things, you will stop self-sabotaging yourself. Because what happens now, this goes into the depths of what's called your subconscious or unconscious mind. In there is the world of things that we don't fully understand. Quantum mechanics, deeper knowledge. We just know it works because we just know that we see the evidence and we see how things come into our life, and we know that our subconscious, it processes billions of bits of information per second. So that's the secret. So if you want to stop self-sabotaging your life and get what you want, start to tell a different story. It's really that simple. If you tell a different story, you're going to get a different reality. You're going to get a different life. The people who know this are the ones that will move forward. The ones who don't, they gotta be awakened or enlightened. So some of you may find this today, and you may be already awakened or alive. Some of you may find this today, and you're just living, and then you'll turn on, and now you'll be alive. So it's going to find everyone. But that is the secret to your success, is that everything is a mental construct world. And based on what you tell yourself and what leads to a belief of yourself, it becomes a play, like you go into a movie. So you are always living in a movie. Someone says, I want to manifest $1 million. There's another story people say, I want. Never say you want. It's a sign of lack, or always say, I desire. I would love to experience. Now the story becomes a truth that your subconscious can experience. See how the language they use? Don't want. I want. It's like I need. You're going to push away the very thing you're looking for. Yes, someone says, I'm going to win millions of dollars. It's my destiny. That's the perfect mindset to have. Now you're learning. And learning is the beginning of understanding. Understanding is the beginning of changing your reality. Okay? I'll catch you guys next time on another great topic. I'll do some lottery and scratch off ones here. People ask me so much questions about the lottery and scratch offs. I'll make another one on that. All right, guys. See ya.